Okay, so now that we have our HTML being downloaded, we can go ahead and actually parse this. So let's see how we can do this. As I said previously, we're going to be passing in our parser, so Beautiful Soup, some instructions of how to grab each item. And since now the first thing we want to grab is the title, we need to pass it that it lives inside of a h1 of class fn or a h1 of item prop name, for example. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that and see if that works. So again, let's just print it out. Let's print out soup.find. Okay, the Beautiful Soup gives you a find method, and in this find method, you can provide the name of the tag. So in this case, it's going to be a h1, and then in the attributes, you can pass in a dictionary, and the key can be what attribute we're going to talk about. So in this case, we're going to be talking about the class attribute. And in the value of that key, we're going to pass in the value of that attribute, okay? So here we can say, search for a h1 whose class is equal to fn, okay? So let's see if this works. Let's hit this URL again, go to our console, go to the very bottom, and here we see we are extracting this. The actual, the same tag, okay? So we've already identified the title. Now it's just a matter of grabbing what's inside of this tag, okay? So let's go back to our code and say, we want only the string component of this tag. So we don't want the HTML. So the .string allows us to only grab what's inside of that HTML. So let's go ahead and refresh and see what happens. And here we see we have our title extracted. Wow, wasn't that easy? This is amazing. Now this is one of the things I really like about this library is that it's easy to install. It's a standalone pure Python library, so we can import it easily into our App Engine projects. And also, it's really easy to use, and it serves us great for parsing websites. So, okay, amazing. This is really, really nice. Okay, so since we're going to be parsing a lot of elements on this website, so we're going to be parsing the prep time, the cook time, title, photos, ingredients, and directions. I think it's handy if instead of parsing all of or writing all of the parsing code here inside of our request handler, I think it would be cleaner if we created some helper functions. Okay, so let's do that now. Let's say def get title, and I'm going to actually create it as a static method, because a static method means that this is it lives inside of this class, but really it's a standalone function which doesn't have too much to do with this class. It's just here for kind of organizational reasons, and so that we have all of our code grouped up in the same class. But we don't need to pass in the self because it doesn't use a instance of this class. It's a standalone function, okay? So it doesn't need to have access to the request and the response of the request handler. Okay. Okay. So one thing we need to pass in is the actual soup. So the soup is the HTML formatted or wrapped around the Beautiful Soup library, and what this will return is the soup.find, and then the h1. And I don't know why I'm writing it out. I'm just going to copy everything and paste. And I'm missing a comma here. Okay, good. So now instead of printing this, we can simply print self.getTitle and pass in the soup inside. Okay, so see if this still works. Okay, good, it works. Great. Okay, so I think this will be a bit cleaner. So now I can simply say that the title is equal to that. Okay, and now it's just a matter of building all of these helper functions to grab the content